citizen of Earth, Krypton, or whatever planet Josh Allen is really from. Welcome to the Playbook! We're so excited to have you here. I'm Leighton, and this week I am exhausted thanks to Taylor Swift.
I'm Jake, and she may be living the life of a showgirl, but I'm living the life of a dog dad, and I feel your exhaustion right now.
Okay, well, I just got back from vacation, so I'm feeling fantastic. I'm Krista, fantasy nerd, as well as sourdough baker, and Taylor deep cut lover. So all around.
What's up, everybody? I'm Noah, and this week I am your draft fanatic. I think I've had 6 drafts this week, so yeah.
I keep getting texts from Noah being like, drafting is my life. I live for this. And he's like, I'm on my 16th one today.
6 already this week. It still feels early to me to have all of these
early.
drafts.
I counted
preseason weeks down.
Yeah. I counted. I officially have 14 leagues that I'm in. There was 4 that did not get reactivated. So yeah.
Are you
officially
including
14?
The MVP one that you just?
I am. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
God. Well, speaking of drafts, I know, Leighton, we've got a lot to talk about with the one we did on Saturday.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see these clips. I was not able to attend the live stream. So
you made a cameo for about 90 seconds that might end up in there.
It was diabolical what I did. So I had to defend myself. But I can't wait to see this. I hope you guys all enjoy a little bit of a sneak peek into our admin draft. We live streamed it for our Discord, and here are the clips that Jake thought were the best.
If we start a quarterback run right now, I'm going to quit this league.
Hey.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Okay, no, I don't think it is.
Now I'm panicking. Okay, that was really fast.
Literally. What the
heck?
I am just here for a minute. Just
She's just pissed she doesn't get fined.
That was also going to be the next pick.
I just want to say,
God damn it.
Claude made me take back-to-back quarterbacks. That was not my choice. I would not. I definitely would have not taken Patrick Mahomes. I am very much dreading the next pick when it's like, take a quarterback.
Sorry.
Noah's just not having fun today.
That was done. I think
I've had all of my next picks be taken, except for the first round. Oh, Tristan's here.
Welcome. Oh, and he's final second running back. And he took 2 running back. You talk about me going 0 running back strategy. He got put into it too.
No kidding. Oh, that's kind of funny.
No, that was.
Do y'all like the new virtual measurement system the NFL is using?
I love it. Thank God. We don't have to use a literal sheet of paper to decide whether we've got a first down or not. We're gonna have the goddamn index card. It's like a millimeter, but did it bend?
But you know people are still gonna complain. You know people are still gonna complain, like, because people love to complain.
Yeah,
that's just the nature of the world. I've got like 3 different thoughts in my head depending on how this ends up.
I'm so confused.
No, this is all on you.
Yeah, I know. You know what? You know what?
Damn
Let's go.
Oh, you took boo-boo.
him. I'm waiting for him to drop.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
don't mind
that's
that.
who's. But I can't stop watching him on TikTok. He's a 34-year-old woman. The only thing on my TikTok right now is him.
Everyone from my queue is gone, so I was panicking again, trying to figure out what to do.
Well, we're gonna have a lot to talk about on the podcast about how people panic pick. I feel like I'm reaching way down here, and this could bite me in the ass.
Ooh.
We don't even know if that man has two functioning eyeballs.
He is progressing in.
I don't like this. Oh, there we go.
Mango wants to come and play with Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan. Yeah, okay. I'll ship Duncan to anyone who wants him for the lowest, for free. Just tell me your address.
You'll pay shipping.
I will. Put him in a box. He's on his way.
I like that's what he chimes in to say.
It's 14-7 Tampa.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
I needed a backup quarterback. I just was like, what the hell do I do here?
Man, those were crazy. I definitely watched them right here, and they weren't edited in. No, really. I hope you guys enjoyed them, and I think we all should go around and talk about, like, what was your most panicked moment? What was your most panic picked? Like, Jake, kick us off.
Oh, mine was so easy, and you already saw it in the clip. It's in the 8th round. I really wanted Cam Scatabo. I was so excited to get him, and Noah had the pick right before me, and you can just hear me go, fuck! Like, I was so pissed, and I'm like freaking, like, I had no game. I was like, what do I even do at this point? I'm searching around. I had already drafted a tight end. Like, I don't even know where to go. And so I saw Colston Loveland. I was like, you know what? 2 tight ends as a flex. You know, Loveland has like a really high ceiling. He'd be a very interesting pick. He could be an interesting trade chip. And so I was like, shit, you know what? If I can't get Scatabo right now, I'll grab him.
Yeah, and for me, speaking of Noah, it was Nick Jigba. I panicked then and was like, oh my gosh, who am I going to go to? Like, I thought I had him. And so then I went another tight end. I already had Kittle. I went with Kraft. Already had one tight end, Elite, and drafted him too early, in my opinion. So I really felt like I needed some
trade block.
Yeah, I really felt like I needed some depth, but instead got a second tight end. And that's where I messed up.
I think what's so funny about both of us picking things that Noah had sniped us on was that about halfway through the draft, I think I'd said to Noah, like, 3 of his picks, he was like, oh, I wish that person had fallen. And they got picked like 3 before him. And I said, Noah, you're not having a good day, are you?
Well, in the Dynasty draft, Noah kept getting sniped too. So I think it might just be karma.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Karma is your draft pick being sniped by
Karma
Yeah,
was the draft
apparently.
and getting sniped off.
There you go.
Really though. I think I didn't really have a moment of panic per se. Mine was just more indecision because I had a big enough board built that if a player went, I would be like, okay, well, what do I value here? What do I value now, etc. But I think I'd have to go with trying to see.
He has too many.
Joe Burrow did go. Jake did take Joe Burrow in the 3rd round, which then caused me to take JSN, which then went to Krista. So see, it's really Jake's fault here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily panic. It was more just like, okay, moving to my plan B and sometimes plan C.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a pure moment of panic. I will say I was planning on taking Josh Allen in the first round if he was available, but he wasn't even available, and I was pick 4. So like,
Right?
I was
Yeah.
already planning on going the insane route, but of course he wasn't there. I have to go probably with like Worthy as my panic pick, not so much of anything except a couple weeks ago we threw out crazy ideas of doing like themes for the draft.
Yeah.
And it would like I said that I would do AI chooses my draft picks, and then as an entire team we decided not to do that, but I wasn't up on the conversations, and so I didn't know.
Wait, is that why you did it?
That's why I took
Oh.
Mahomes. I was like, this is completely stupid. Like, it wanted me to draft Worthy and Mahomes, and so that's why I went back to back quarterbacks and like all of my picks at the first, and then after I popped in and was like, hey guys, I want you to know I would not have done that if it weren't for AI. Noah like texts me, he's like, wait, are you actually doing that? Did you like read any of the messages in the chat this morning? And I was like, no, I did not.
Yeah, when you said we were
So-
using Claude, I was like, wait, why is she still using AI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so confused.
I mean,
Oh no.
hats off to Noah for telling me and being a good person, but it would have been way better if he just never told me until after the draft, and then like, because I am absolutely certain it would have just been Kansas City all the way down, and it would have been absolutely insane. So yeah, that's how I ended up with 2 quarterbbaps.
I thought you were
in, like,
doing
the
like a
first 3 rounds.
science experiment or something. I'm
I
like,
did too.
why is she still doing this?
Well, I think when she went Gibbs, Daniels, and then Mahomes, and when she took Mahomes, I was like, shit, is this a super flex league? Because then I was coming up, and I was like, I better go ahead and take a quarterback, and then try to get another quarterback. And
Nope.
then she was like, no, I'm just not current on
Yeah,
what's
no,
happening.
I just have been MIA and haven't read any of my messages.
Oh,
That's on me. But,
I'm waiting
but-
for one of like 5 people to come to you after week 1 and be like, please trade me Mahomes or Daniel.
all right, well, we're gonna
please."
get to that.
You were
We're
going
gonna
to-
get to
Yeah,
that.
I was about to say.
Someone like I don't know how Tristan isn't coming to you, considering his quarterbacks are Trevor Lawrence and Anthony Richardson.
Oh, I am counting on Tristan being desperate for a quarterback.
Like Tristan, Jen, Sean, who's got Baker Mayfield and Jordan Love. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they're gonna come flying to you very quickly.
I'm counting on that.
She's putting me off, by the way.
Ooh, is there a trade offer in the works already?
I had a trade offer and she was like, yeah, no, sorry, these aren't good enough. Not that your trade is not good, but other people have more valuable.
Okay, I will say, I know we're jumping ahead because we have trades lined up later, but I don't think that would be a good trade for you.
I don't either.
I think I can't remember who it is.
I gotta hear the
I have a
details of
memory
it. Was-
brain.
Okay, so I was offering Goff and Cup for Mahomes.
Okay,
yeah, that's what it was.
But if you look at your other wide receivers, I think Cup is by far your best, and I don't think you're gonna get anything.
I mean, like you said, we're gonna get to it, but there's some risk involved with Cup, right? Like we have to make sure he
Wait,
has.
wait,
best wide receiver.
wait.
Not her best wide
He
receiver.
has
She
to-
could-
he
she could
has
get
to be
by with it.
healthy.
She's got CeeDee Lamb.
Yes,
And
I love
Jameson
CeeDee
Williams.
Lamb.
yes,
Did you have them originally?
I
Or Did you
did.
just trade
I
for them?
did. No,
Oh, I
I
don't remember
drafted.
seeing
I
them.
think I drafted fairly well.
Yeah.
But
Leighton,
again,
I would do that deal if I were you.
it's a good
She
deal.
would.
She's hoping she can get Jamar Chase in like a Patrick Mahomes bundle.
Leighton
trying.
Cup would be your best wide receiver.
Yeah.
I know. I don't have
Well,
strong
that's the
wide
whole
receivers,
thing, right? Like
But
I look.
Tristan has. Sorry, Krista, but Tristan has stronger wide receivers.
Yeah.
So
Tristan, I have the screenshot that I put in the chat. It's Tristan has Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, and Cortland Sutton
yeah,
as
That's
his wide receivers.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know.
That was
I'm trying
auto
to-
drafted, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Poor
I'm
guy.
trying to get Jamar Chase and Cortland Sutton in exchange for the Ravens defense because he has, I think, Bills defense.
Yeah.
Also, I have 2 defenses. because you know.
Wow.
I have the Ravens. I have the Ravens and Philly defense.
Wait, I have a question.
Because
So
sorry,
no, go ahead.
Go ahead. After the Worthy pick, when Noah told me that, you know, we weren't doing that, well, I was just like, well, fuck it. This
You
is
were
already
committed
ruined.
to the bit. Okay.
No. I decided to let my 4-year-old nephew draft. So I just put like anyone who I was like willing to have on my team in the queue, and I was like, have at it, kiddo. And he was like, I want this one. And that was how I ended up. There was a couple that I was just like, but okay, fine. But yeah, so I let Lincoln draft for me, and
Shout out Lincoln.
Yeah, so then he picked 2 defenses. And so I happen to have the number 1 and number 2 defense from last year. So, and Tristan has a pretty weak defense, especially if he's watching these preseason games. So, yeah, I proposed. I'm sorry, we are jumping way around, but I proposed to. Let's see if I can find it.
So we're not jumping too far. We'll talk about how we scam Noah in a little bit.
Okay. So I'm proposing that I give him George Pickens, the Ravens defense, Joe Mixon, and Patrick Mahomes in exchange for Jamar Chase and Cortland Sutton.
Ooh, that would be a
That's actually not a bad trade.
Wow.
I don't know if he'll agree to it, but it's not terrible.
No.
Like, from either perspective.
Also, if the trade goes through, I should get an assist for that because I gave you George Pickens.
I'm not even. We're talking about Noah's trades later, but
we'll
Let's
get
talk
there.
about Tristan. Give us an update.
Oh, speaking of Tristan,
Wow.
he is off jetted to somewhere in the Atlantic, so we will hear from him later when he gets back to. I was going to say
America.
Earth, but the Atlantic is in Earth, so America. So I'm not going to reveal who he took or who he chose, or even if they're the same person. Little sneak peek there. But I will tell you guys a really funny story as part of it. So obviously, I'm texting the finalists. I'm getting to know them, which again, like I know I said this before, but they are all absolutely lovely people. Like he had no bad choices, especially in the finals. One of the finalists, Adrian, who ended up not being the selected person, I am sitting here in my office on Tuesday night, the night of the concert, and I get a text from Adrian that's like, so I ended up going to the concert and I'm in the same row as Tristan.
What?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm pretty sure like I'm right next to them. And I'm like, oh my God. Which my first thought, and this is not a reflection of Adrian. Adrian is like an absolutely lovely human. My first thought was, oh, please let me have vetted these people correctly and it's not about to be like this dramatic showdown. And then I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I've been talking to Adrian. She's such a sweetheart. She's so lovely. But I'm like, oh my God, that's so... So I'm like texting Tristan and I'm like, hey, by the way, you might be in the same area. And he said he got the text, but I had sent like a screenshot and he was like, the service was so bad, I didn't get that until afterwards. He was like, so I was like, what is she texting me about? I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
And then he says, I was like, well, maybe it was just a mistake. I mean, like, does she really know what you look like that? And he's like, I looked at her stories. We were in the same section.
Oh, that's so funny.
So there was almost like the world's most awkward first date meeting or something. I don't know, but they did not run into each other.
That's what I was
But
gonna ask. Okay.
they did end up being like a couple of seats apart from each other.
Oh, that's
And
so
yeah,
funny.
What a small world.
Wow.
I know, absolutely hysterical. So, if you've been following along with this journey, I hope that will tie you over until we're able to get Tristan on the pod and away from vacation. But just know that that is not the best story that has happened throughout this entire thing. And the rest of the team is also dying to know who
She
won.
won't tell
and
us anything.
I won't tell them. It's killing me. I can't keep a secret. Like, I want to blurt it out. I almost did spoil it at one point. I wrote it in a message and I was like, well, ha 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 ha. And I put it in the thing and I thankfully could instantly delete it and no one saw it. But I was like, yeah, so that was bad. But yeah. Just a couple like sneak previews. Tristan waited until the very last second to decide. He also thought that the choices were all excellent and he could not decide. And so he literally decided the day before.
What?
Yes.
That's
which
wild.
I was about to kill him. I was
Can't confirm.
literally
Can't
this
confirm.
close. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Pick.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Like a girl needs to plan. She needs to know what
Yeah.
she's wearing, like what's happening.
Right. That may or may not have impacted things too. So, and are all the candidates who we thought they were? I don't know. Find out in a future episode of the
Huh?
Playbook.
What do you
Tristan,
mean?
get your ass back from Europe so we can get this on the air.
Yeah, we need the tea.
Wow.
Tristan doesn't even know that story.
Please tell me we're breaking it to him live on the podcast.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
absolutely.
I'm about to start spamming him like, bro.
Right? Oh, so good. Oh.
But anyway, so stay tuned. And I think everyone is super excited to hear about how it went and what other fun stories I have hidden and hopefully can keep a secret until we reveal them on the podcast.
You've done a fantastic job. It's really impressive. It's hard to move on to the next segment,
Yeah.
but we're going to do a continuation of Fantasy Football 101, and now we're going to talk 102. What happens after you've drafted your team, and how do you go week to week with your lineup? And I think you're first up, Noah. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, Noah and I swapped because
Oh, that's right.
spoiler alert, I'm really bad at the waiver wire. So someone far more knowledgeable is going to explain that part to you. What
Take notes.
I am going to talk to you about is what do you do about the games? What do you do every week? You watch the games and you pay attention, and it's one of those things. I personally love fantasy football for this reason of it gets you invested in more than just your favorite teams. You're out here cheering on it pains me to say I'm cheering on Brandon Aubrey because I draft him every year and he's on the freaking Cowboys. So it really gets you invested in games. This is the time. Watch for those fantastic plays, watch for those injuries, watch for those things because that really plays a lot into setting your lineups every week, and even picking up people on the waiver wire. You have until kickoff in most leagues to set your lineup for that game. However, you have to be really careful with Thursday night games. Thursday night games, obviously, you have until kickoff of the Thursday night game. But then you have until usually 1 p.m. on Sunday to set the remainder of your roster. But you have to play it carefully because you have to know whether or not someone's going to play on Sunday or if you need to play one of your players on Thursday. So that's always something you're going to want to look at reports for, check injury reports. My gut check is always, if you're on the fence, go with a sure bet. Like, wait until Sunday. Maybe you'll get one less point or something, but you're not going to be in a situation where you're like, oh, I got 0 points from that because I started him and then he didn't even play. CMC. But the biggest thing I could advise would just be to watch the games, pay attention, and you never know what gems you'll find. The name of the game when it comes to in-season decisions of picking up people either from free agency or from the waiver wire is being fast. And so if you're watching the game and you're like, oh, that's an excellent play, I'm going to grab that guy. That guy shows potential. That's going to be the best way instead of you finding out through clips and highlights on social media 2 days from now.
So speaking of free agency and the waiver wire, those are a couple of different ways you can grab players. Say you have a couple of people who are injured and you need some holes filled in your roster, or you've got buys and you just need to get someone right away. Free agency is going to be your best bet. These are guys who haven't been picked up yet, who haven't been on a roster, or who haven't been on a roster in a while. And you can just grab and go. There's no priority order. It's just, I want him, great. I'll pick him up and I'll drop this person and we're good. The waiver wire is what happens when you drop that then person. You need to keep an eye out not just on what's going on the field, but what's going on with other teams in the league, because other people will have the same issues as you. They've got injuries. Someone maybe is not doing well, and so they feel like they can do better with someone from free agency. And so they will drop them, and what happens is they go on something called the waiver wire. The waiver wire is for those people who are dropped from teams, and it lasts for that week. Here's the tricky thing about waivers is that it's not like free agency where you can just grab someone right away and say, I want him on my team. They're guys who have already been on rosters, so ostensibly there may be some demand for them. What ends up happening is there is a waiver order, and it goes from whoever is doing the worst in the league on down to whoever's doing the best in the league. And the name runs through everyone. Whatever platform you're on, it'll say, hey, did the person who's doing worst claim him? Yes. Okay, it goes to that person. Did the person who's worst claim him? No. Okay, what about the next worst? Did they claim him? And it goes on down until it finds someone who has claimed him. If no one claims him and he passes through waivers completely, then the next week that player will hit free agency and then he becomes a free pickup. So it's a lot of watching on the field, but it's also watching to see what your other teammates in your league are doing, because you can pick up some great guys off of waivers.
Yeah, and so like Jake said, how do you, he just basically explained my segment on how to do a waiver claim. Essentially, you just go in and add the player that you want to, and if it's after the games have already been played, depending on how you're doing, we'll decide the order that you get priority on selecting that player. But yeah, both of those combined with watching all the games and keeping up to date on players and whatnot, waiver wires can definitely make or break your season. Last season, I was able to pick up Jawan Jennings in a league, and I think that it was the week before he had his monster game, and
Good time to pick him up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you never know. Especially for example, the backup, or I think there was 2 backups for the 49ers that wound up booming. I think it was Mason. Was that who it was?
Jordan Mason.
Oh, Jordan Mason.
Yeah, Jordan Mason and Guardo, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah,
those were
Isaac Guardo.
Back,
yeah. Because I think CMC obviously went down, and so Jordan Mason stepped in, and then Jordan Mason got injured, and then there's a big scramble to grab Guardo.
Garendo.
Garendo, that's who it was. Yeah. Man, I guess last year was just the year of the 49ers for waiver wire.
Pretty much. I
But
had Jordan
but
Matthews in
yeah,
the second half of last year too, and that was a huge help.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, obviously, players are going to get dinged up and be out. So paying attention to waiver wires can absolutely either make or break your season, in my opinion.
Can I ask a question? So
I thought we are getting that segment
waiver
later.
Ooh. with with waiver wires, does it happen like immediately? Is there like a time frame? Someone once told me like they wait up until 3 a.m. to put in waiver claims. What's with all of that? Does anyone know?
Yeah, so it tends to be 24 hours between when someone is dropped and, then someone is claimed and they run through the waiver wire. So that's
Yeah.
why people will stay up until super, super late on Wednesday. Some leagues, I don't know how they do it. It's just based on who claims someone first.
Yeah, that's
So
how a
they'll
lot
wait
are.
for that person
Yeah,
to
that's-
turn into a waiver claim and immediately submit them so they're first in the queue.
Mm.
Mhm.
So first things first, check your settings and check your league settings. If
Yeah.
you're not sure, ask your commissioner.
Mhm.
But I've also heard there's like the bid method as well. So if you're in one of those leagues,
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an anomaly. I'm in one of those leagues as well. It's called the FAB model. I gotta look this up quickly to see what it stands for because I do not know it off the top of my head. It
Free
is
agent
knew
bidder?
FAB,
free
but I
agency
wasn't.
acquisition budget. And
Oh.
what that
Mm.
means
Makes
is
sense.
instead of players being on free agency or players being on waivers, you get, let's say, $100 for the whole season.
Yeah.
And it's just like an auction. You don't know how much anybody else is throwing up for a claim, but you can throw $5 of your fab budget on someone, and maybe you get him with that. Maybe someone puts $7, and whoever bids $7 gets him over you. I've seen people bid $50, $75 early on because someone got
Holy-
erroneously dropped and just threw everything to try
Oh
and
my
get him.
God.
So
Wow.
it's very strategic. It kind of makes things, I say, fairer because it's not based off of, who's doing worse or who's doing better. It keeps a lot of strategy in play. But then again, like, you could get someone for nothing. You could throw in a fab claim for $0 and still get someone and have it be the best thing. Or you get into a bidding war and it's like $30, $40, $50. So there's a lot of strategy involved in fab versus just having traditional waivers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
let's see.
done. Oh, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was to say I've done. I don't think I've ever had like the free agent bidding method. I've had where in the draft you bid on players, and it's just
Auction
like
drafting versus
Mhm,
snake
yeah.
drafting is very interesting.
yeah, it's like that's crazy. That's I think I spent all my money like in the first 2 rounds, and I was like, well, this is awkward.
It really makes you think like a general manager throughout the whole year. Like,
Yeah.
is it worth spending the $7 on this guy now, or should I just try it for $5 because there might be someone down the line?
Yeah, exactly. Which
I think-
honestly is kind of fun.
I think the biggest lesson here is before making any decisions, make sure you know the rules that your
Yeah.
league is playing by. If you're not positive what they are, check with your commissioner. That's your commissioner's job, to make sure that you understand the rules. So
Looking
make
at
sure that you understand.
fellow commissioners. Yes,
Uh-huh,
I'm looking
uh-huh.
right at you. I'm one
That's
to
right.
communicate with your league
Yeah.
proactively. Don't just wait for questions to come in. Be proactive and say, hey, just so you know, here are our settings for the season. So that way people know from the get-go. Do it.
Preach.
Be a good commissioner, guys.
Amen.
Amen.
Don't get
So let's
canceled.
talk about what happens if your selection on the waiver wire doesn't happen, right? You have other options, and one of those is in trading. So how do you approach someone for a trade? Well, I'll tell you what not to do, and that's what I did with Leighton. I just sent the trade proposal. It's kind of like a guy that's maybe overconfident, right? He just like throws it at you. But what I really should have done is something like, Leighton, you're so pretty. You look so beautiful tonight. You're intelligent and smart. and witty and all the things. And man, I noticed that you could probably use a little help with, like, maybe Cooper Kupp, your a wide receiver that maybe you want. And I'd love to also give you Goff, all in just exchange for just one person, Patrick Mahomes. Maybe. I would love this so much if you would do this for me. I would be eternally grateful.
See, the thing is that that's working.
That's what I'm telling you, people. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, in all
We have a new strategy.
In all seriousness, do your research and essentially look at other teams and see where their weaknesses and where your strengths are.
Yeah.
So something like, hey, I noticed you're thin at wide receiver. I've got some depth there. You've got extra RBs. I've got extra RBs. You're thin at wide receiver. Let's talk about working something out. So something that feels collaborative. It's really important that both sides feel like they're winning, like they're getting something in return. And I can't say it enough. Do your research. Really understand the value of the players that you're trading.
Yeah.
There are great trade analyzers on Google. Literally, if you just go like fantasy football trade analyzer, the first 5 results that come up, you can plug trades in, see what other people think of the value. I wouldn't talk to other people in your league because that might give them a heads up about what you're doing. But if you have some trusted friends who aren't affiliated, you can talk to them about it. You can try and fleece people. I'll say it outright. The name of the game is I love the motto of everybody feels like they're winning. You really want to feel like you won the trade. So come in with a low ball offer. Don't insult somebody, but come in under what you're willing to trade and just see what happens. Leave yourself that wiggle room to negotiate. I talked earlier about how my biggest panic moment earlier was not getting Cam Scatabo. So this morning, I actually messaged Noah saying, hey, is Scatabo on the market? And he's like, I could talk about that. And so we negotiated a little bit. We had a bigger package on the table. I was on the fence about it. We backed down off of it. So we ended up doing Cam Scatabo for Keon Coleman. There could have been a couple more pieces involved in that trade, but it's really it's the art of the deal. It's, really talking about it, making sure you're confident in the value of your
Note
players.
to self, do not make trades with Jake.
Yeah. Be confident in the value of your players and what you're doing. Come on.
I did. I needed wide receiver depth. I needed wide receiver depth bad.
Noah,
Yes,
do you
I gave him
understand
Coleman
you're
for
being
Scatabo.
used
You
as
want to
an
know how you
example
got into that
right now?
situation?
Yeah, I do. I was okay with being used as the example.
Okay.
I have other running backs above Scatabo, so unless somebody goes down with an injury, Scatabo would probably not start.
I don't know. I think he's got a lot of potential. If he can be the same monster who is at Ole Miss, I think he's going to run really quickly to the top of the depth chart.
Ole Miss.
I thought it was at Ole Miss.
Arizona State.
Oh, pardon me then. Regardless, I think he's going to run really hard. He's got what? Tyrone Tracy and Singletary in front of him.
Yeah, he's gonna be RB1 soon.
Yeah. I will say, if this was a dynasty league, I would not have taken that trade.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
True. Speaking of a trade that I maybe would have taken had it been a dynasty league is Noah's trade to me. Talk about a rewind, holding me up to my word on this podcast 2 weeks ago when he asked to trade me Caleb Williams for George Kittle.
Oh.
That could have potentially had an upside for you, though, if Williams does pop off.
Yeah.
I agree. But I feel like with Goff, I'm in a pretty decent spot. And again, if it were a dynasty league, I totally would take this trade. But I think for right now, probably not.
Yeah. Oh, I got to bring it back to a couple weeks ago because the one thing we need to talk about is that you all helped me in this admin league to doing that 0 running back strategy. No running backs for the first 3 rounds of the draft. And I held to my word. I did that.
You
I
did.
thought it was 4.
See, Leighton, I said 4 too.
It was 4.
Okay, see,
wouldn't that mean you take a running back in the 4th?
No, No, he said
No, he was
wouldn't
gonna hold
take them
out.
the first 4 rounds.
Okay, rewind the tape
Okay.
because I'm
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we'll have to insert the clip here.
that said that.
I'll
Yeah,
read it and put it
that
in
was-
there. I mean,
Okay,
and I like,
okay.
but I didn't end up with the elite guys. Like, I still like, I wouldn't consider Chuba Hubbard elite or Tony Pollard elite. So I'm still running on like, I don't have a Derrick Henry or a Saquon Barkley bell cow.
You know who does have Derrick Henry? Me. And you want to know how I got him? I fleeced Noah.
Fleece is a bit of a strong word.
Okay.
I definitely gave up more value.
No. Hold on.
There seems to be a theme here.
Yeah. Listen, you can sucker Noah for a trade. Okay, so listen. First of all, Noah will straight up just announce that he wants someone. And he will,
I will.
he will reveal his hand. Okay? If you're in the market, do not do that. Do not every single one, well, I really like them. I really see their upside, okay? This is a used car sale situation, okay? This is not a oh, here, I don't really need them. I've got a ton of depth at this position. Okay? So I proposed Joe Mixon and the Ravens defense for Derrick Henry. Absolutely diabolical trade. No one in their right mind should ever accept that, right? What Krista said, go low, right? You're gonna go low first. Obviously, Noah didn't take that. So then I came back with Joe Mixon, the Ravens defense, and Xavier Worthy for Derrick Henry. What defense do you have? You don't have a good defense, if I remember.
I have the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, you should have taken that deal. But he didn't.
Still
And
trying to get him on that.
He came back. He wanted Jahmyr Gibbs, who I had.
For context, I am in 14 leagues, and my initial challenge to myself was to try to get every team to be different. So at that point, I was up against, I already had Derrick Henry in another league, as well as George Pickens. For context.
Okay. So, in exchange for Jahmyr Gibbs, he gave me, and this was the agreed to trade, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, and George Pickens, which is a completely ridiculous trade. If you pop it into one of the trade values, I got almost double his value. I don't even care about George Pickens. I'm trying to leverage him, George Pickens, in a different trade now, but that was just
all the trade calculators that I'm looking at, it's only off by like a small margin.
So Noah, is your goal having all of these leagues just to have a whole bunch of random different football players, or to actually win a league?
Oh, I have a few winners. Okay. The Dynasty League is either going to boom now and be a big competitor, or it's going to boom in a couple of years and be a competitor. And then I forget which. I think that's the league that I'm in with Allie. That's the one that I have Derrick Henry in. I have Lamar, Derrick Henry, and then I have Justin Jefferson as well. I think I got Brock Bowers in that league too.
That's a good roster.
Yeah. So that's like, that one's like my main one. But ultimately, my big challenge was just to see how many different combinations I could make and try to keep them all unique.
Okay.
Which led to him becoming a man who doesn't even follow his own advice. He starts texting me one evening and he's like, oh, guess who I just got? He tells me someone in St. Brown. And I'm like, Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yeah.
The same person who you told us not to pick?
Exactly.
I just...
Okay, funny because when we did our admin league draft, I was looking at quarterbacks, and Kyler was one of the options, and essentially was better than the pick that I was about to choose. And I'm like, I have to save face on the podcast. I can't. But I said not to take him. I'm benching him.
Oh, that's so funny. I love that. Also, I did wind up trading 1-for-1 Bijan Robinson for Jameer Gibbs in the league that I took Jameer in. Yeah.
That's
I
fucked. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Bijan
All
went
right.
1-1 there too, and I had pick 3. I don't know what people are on.
Wow.
So trade advice: don't be that person. Like, I was just throwing out a trade like Leighton did with her original trade to me, to just be like, oh, haha, this is a good move, and then he accepted it, and I was like, okay, cool. I essentially just traded up to the 1-1.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of view Gibbs and Henry for a 1-to-1 swap, and
My only thing is, as much as I love King Henry, I think he turns 32 this season.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah, he's kind of like, yeah, in Dynasty, that trade probably would have, I would have had to probably throw in more value, probably like a pick or something.
I had horrid depth at
Yeah.
running back because of my drafting strategy, and so not only
See,
did
I'm
I get
actually
Henry,
out here helping
I
people.
also got Demon. Like, that was
Celery Man the Saint. Saint
That's right.
Celery Man.
Saint Celery Man.
exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Moral of the story is you can always fleece Noah.
There
Well,
you go. Good to know.
also the other trade that did happen, I will bring this up because it is interesting. It was CMC and Nico Collins. No. It was CMC and Brian Thomas Jr. That's who I had. And then I got Nico Collins and Kenneth Walker III.
From someone who drafted before him.
2 or 3 spots before me, too.
That's the thing I can't get over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that guy was thinking. Why would you say, oh yeah, here are the players who I want and I get to hand pick, and then I'm just going to basically give them away for someone who picked up my scraps?
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I don't. And I was the one that got roasted for that trade.
By
the league that I'm in. It's a friends from college.
Okay.
I think they probably thought the same thing that I thought, that you were the other side.
No, they were like, why would you give up CMC? And I was like,
geez.
because he's injury prone.
Yeah.
I literally just took him because like I didn't want.
Had this conversation. He's so freaking risky.
Yeah.
Like,
and I was like,
when he's healthy, but what's the percentage of when he's healthy?
Yeah, I do see the point that, like,
he's probably not sleeping.
Yeah.
And like, I know K9 is also injury prone, but with how we ran the ball in the preseason, like, I would rather take the risk with that and give up CMC than, yeah.
And also, while Brian Thomas Jr. is a great wide receiver, Travis Hunter is about to take some snaps away from him and some catches away from him.
Oh, true story.
He also has T-Law as a quarterback. Anyways,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, enough about us bantering about our leagues. You guys had some questions for us as well. We're starting a mailbag so we can help you out directly. And we picked a few that we really enjoyed, both on the football side and on the Taylor side. Leighton, why don't you kick us off with our first question?
Okay, so mine is probably the question that everyone talked about throughout the Eras Tour is, what's the surprise song you wish you got? Mine, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna say 2. One, because it's a realistic one. I love the song Peter, especially on like the piano of Peter. Like, I think I would have just died if I heard Peter live on the piano. But my ride or die pick that I was trying to manifest so much for Indie Night 3 was Crazier. Which I know it's not one of the big ones, so it was very disappointing. But then I got Death by 1,000 Cuts, so I survived.
So interesting because you said that would be the surprise song you wished, and we did get another question that was, if you had front row seats, what song would you want Taylor to sing? And for me, it would be Peter too, like 100 million 1000% like Peter all day, every day. But I did have a different answer for what surprise song would I wish, and that would be Tim McGraw for me, because that kind of started it all. I remember my daughters being tiny and just like dancing in the bathroom with them, singing Tim McGraw. It like brings back so many memories. And if she sang that and I was there, I would lose it. Like, I totally get why people would cry at a concert. That would be me.
Oh yeah, 100%. I actually never got to go to the Eras tour. I think I'm one of the few people on the admin team that did not. Actually, I think I might be the only one on the admin team.
I didn't go.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I got scammed.
You both made financially sound decisions.
No, I got scammed. I lost money and got nothing in return.
No, both my mom's and my bank accounts like shut our cards down, so we weren't able to get tickets to go to, I think it was Indianapolis or Miami. That was like my original plan to propose to my now wife, was at the Eras tour. And my card was declined, and then my mom's bank like also did the same thing, and then we got booted from the queue. And
that happened to me too. So I tried to get tickets in my card. The bank said no, it wouldn't let me make a purchase.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm with you, Noah. We're
together. I was salty, but anyways, I think if I had to choose a surprise song, if I was able to go, I would probably have to go with either Exile.
Featuring?
Actually, no. I just go Exile. That's like probably my all-time favorite Taylor song.
I think that's one of the best surprise song performances, with her singing Bon Iver's part and the crowd singing her part. Like that, if I had to pick one song to get like a recorded version from the surprise song, I think it would be that one, just because it makes me cry every time.
That is
so good.
There. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I ended up going to MetLife night 1, and my surprise songs that night were "Getaway Car" performed on guitar by Jack Antonoff and Maroon.
Show off.
But that whole time I was dying for her to do, and she didn't even do it any of the nights in New York. It's Cornelia Street.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have been in tears if she had done Cornelia Street one of the at least my night, if not just one of the nights in New York. She did it 3 times. She did it in Mexico City, in Liverpool, and in Indianapolis, which feels a little random, but like I still got spoiled my night, because we also had the Karma featuring Ice Spice music video release, and it was Ice Spice's first live cameo at the end of the concert doing Karma. So that was really fun.
That was so long ago.
Right? It feels like a million years ago.
I know, like it blows my mind how long ago all that was.
Or should I say it feels like 47 years ago?
60 years
One
ago?
of the questions was not whether she'll perform at the Super Bowl, but the answer is most likely it's sounding like.
Yeah, our Discord is in arms with 50-50. Like, is it real?
Yeah.
I think like all the news networks that are reporting that like it's likely that she's gonna do it, like I feel like they're just getting in on the hype. But also, like, if she winds up doing it and they were like some of the first people to do it, then like I understand it.
Listen, if it were like E-News, it'd be one thing, but GMA, someone that she collabs with all the time, saying it this morning, like, I'm not gonna lie, I am one of the people that clown the least, but I am clowning for this now. I actually believe it could happen. And I know poor Caitlin listening to this is rolling over going, what in the world are you saying? There's no way. But I feel like Taylor's clues, they're not equations. They're not these long, hard, challenging equations. I feel like when she does give you Easter eggs, they're kind of realistic. Like when you look back, you're like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. It wasn't like this crazy math equation you had to solve. And the Easter eggs are egging with this. I really feel like this is possible.
Yeah, but
I think it's too good to be
also
true.
did an Easter egg of the town, that the area code of the town is 812 as an Easter egg for that. So like she does go a bit crazy, and I
Hey,
feel
she
like
used the section in Hard Rock Stadium for
Right?
yeah.
But like A12, that is so obvious in retrospect, right?
Yeah.
Like,
We all knew it was something at that time. We just had no idea what it was.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you go back, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like that's
I
totally
feel like
again.
it's too obvious. Also, I don't want her to perform at the Super Bowl. So
I kind of want her to, like, I mean, mainly because like it pissed a lot of dudes off, all the Brads and Chads and Dads.
Hey, she's
But,
about new
like,
heights. You know, the thing that most alpha male macho football guys really want to see this season is more of me. So
Right?
yeah.
Again, another Easter egg. And
I
at
was
the
just
end
about
of
to
the
say.
day, I feel like her and Travis are competitive people in general, right? Like they want to continue to like really set big goals. And I think this is a big goal they could set for each other. Like, I want to be at your last Super Bowl, right? You're going to retire after this, your 13th year. This is your last Super Bowl. And I'm going to perform because that's going to give you the incentive to want to be there, right? Like you're going to do it.
I don't think the Chiefs will be in the Super Bowl this year. Stay tuned next week. We're going to be making our AFC predictions.
Okay,
right.
there we go.
What I think this is Travis got to go on the Eras tour. Travis got to be on stage and perform at the Eras tour. This is now we get to flip the roles. I get to live in NFL land for a little bit. Granted, I don't think we're going to see Taylor try and attempt a field goal or throw a touchdown, but this is her
Well.
doing that. I don't know. She's already scored enough getting an awesome guy like Travis, so good for her.
Amen.
That's right.
Speaking of, we'll keep it on the Taylor ride. Krista, what do you got for us?
Well, it's interesting. I think that we've already touched on it because one of the questions is what's Taylor's best collab of all time? And again, with the Bon Iver, that, in my opinion, is top tier best collab, hands down, period. So, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree that the Bon Iver collab is the best collab, especially for like the. Oh, true.
Yeah, so Exile specifically.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, but Evermore's so good too.
I know.
Yeah, but for Exile, like specifically like the time period that it came out in during like the COVID time, especially like later on down the line when you watch the folklore, what's it called, the Long Pond edition
Yeah.
documentary on whatever it's on. I don't even know what it's on. I think it's Disney Plus, where she like goes into depth about that song, like, and then bringing him on and whatnot. Like it's just so
Long
good.
Pond, the Long Pond studio sessions,
Yeah,
top tier.
I would probably agree. I'm gonna pick Nothing New to provide a little variety here, but I do agree. I Nothing New is one of my favorite songs of it, just so slept on, and I think it was very much overshadowed with All Too Well, the 10-minute version. But that song it really is one of the ones that just captures human emotions, and it digs into those moments of insecurity that everyone has, and I think it captures them really well. I think Maren Morris is absolutely beautiful on that song, and I think it was an excellent choice. So that's going to be the one I throw out there.
Give me Fortnite, Post Malone, because it showed me a side of Post Malone I've
interesting.
never seen before, and I was so wildly impressed with how well his voice meshed with Taylor's. And even still, I think that in about 2 months, I bet I'm going to be saying it's The Life of a Showgirl, Sabrina Carpenter. I bet the two of them together are probably going to have a blast on that track.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
All right, so Jake, want to round us out with your wildest fantasy trade? That was another question we got.
Yeah. I've been doing fantasy for a long time. Shout out to my AE Pie guys who this is, I think, our 10th year in a league together. This was in 2022. I traded away Chase Edmonds, and I got back, still in his prime, Damian Harris and Dearness Johnson when Kareem Hunt was suspended for, I don't know, you can count on your hands and toes number of times that he was suspended, but It pumped up my backfield so well. I think I ended up in second place in the league that year. I was wholeheartedly impressed with myself that I was able to pull that off.
Nice.
That's impressive.
That is very impressive.
And where did he
I will
land?
I'm fairly sure he didn't make the playoffs. Either that or he might have like just squeaked in and didn't get far.
That's tough.
I will say I think my craziest trades we just talked about on this podcast. I don't have any great stories for myself. However, I will say that I witnessed one of the craziest attempted trades I've ever seen. There was collusion, there was all those things, and maybe trying to give up Saquon in his year last year.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys want story time. You should probably drop some questions in the mailbag, and we could tell you with maybe some redacted names in a future episode.
She's so good at the cliffhangers.
Art. I love it.
I think that's all we've got for this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can do my question if we want. Yeah.
No, go for it. What do you got for us?
Yeah. So, who is your ride or die fantasy player every season?
Jimmy Garoppolo. Next
Yeah,
question.
I knew exactly. Well, 1A, 1B.
I will say, obviously that's a joke, but we have
It's not.
sometimes it's a joke.
If you get Josh Allen, it's not a joke.
We have a Premier League for soccer, and I never once watched a Premier soccer game. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it.
Fantasy. So it's Fantasy Premier League, and you haven't watched a match.
Okay, thank you. I am participating for fun, obviously, and so I drafted based off of look, and guess who's in first place?
No way.
Me.
Yeah.
Really?
She had the best week first week. All because you captained Chris Wood. Yes, that's his name, Chris Wood.
The team name is handsome as hell. I drafted based off of look, and I got 69 points.
Ooh, you're onto something.
I know.
Yeah, I told
Genius.
I told her like my next draft that I do, I'm gonna just draft based on hotness and just see how I do in that one.
Genius.
Yeah.
Well, it's great for soccer. Good to know.
Yeah, I know. I think I would have to say I always have to have at least one person who went to Alabama. So one Alabama alumni. Which take your pick. There's like I think Alabama alumni make up like 46% of the NFL right now.
Oh my God.
So take your pick.
Wow. I would say for me, one of the leagues that I'm in, my family league, is a keeper league. And so for the last 3 years, we're allowed to keep 2. And I've continued to keep Justin Jefferson as well as Jalen Hurts. And I'm in first, second, or third place for the last 3 years. So it's doing well for me.
I wouldn't say I have a typical keeper player specifically. I have a specific type of player that I like to get, and it's one of those like later round picks of speedy, flashy wideouts who aren't maybe like the most known right now, but have super high potential. Like a couple years ago, it was Jamison Williams, and unfortunately, it was the year he also got suspended. But this year it's Dante Thornton, who I think him and Jack Beck are going to form a great duo in Las Vegas. But I think that Thornton is just taller and speedier and is going to be that deep threat that Geno Smith is going to look for stretched downfield with Jacoby Myers. So that's like it's very much a typecast that I look for towards the end of the draft.
That's fair. I also say I really messed up the Alabama stat. I was looking at like total players, and then it is actually only 2.2% of the NFL from Alabama players. I my apologies.
I found was 12.7.
Okay.
We've got lots of numbers. One of them might be true.
Okay, I will get that number for you, and I
Well, the others
will
might
get
be
that for
Easter
you next week
Or not.
in my intro.
Regardless, I think we're all pretty solidly on the same page that Alabama probably has the most.
Yeah.
True. Before we wrap things up, I think the mascot of the podcast has woken up. If we can introduce her.
Yes.
Finally.
So, for those of you who are gracefully watching on YouTube, or maybe this will be a social clip, who knows, we have to have a mascot. Every great sports team has an awesome mascot. And so for us here at the Playbook, I'd like everyone to meet Juniper. Hi, honey.
I
She's
just
a
love her so much.
Charles Daniel puppy, and she is our podcast mascot.
I love it.
T-shirts
And
coming soon.
This is honestly the only reason you should need to join the Discord, but Jake puts lots of videos of Juniper doing absolutely adorable things in the Discord, so everyone be prepared for a massive influx of...
Well, don't forget Noah's Noodle Horses, too. We've got a great pets channel going on.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
Let's see in your Odie.
I will say,
He's asleep over
I
there.
don't think anything can top Juniper, though.
Yeah, no.
No, Juniper is. They can't be compared, but Juniper is yeah.
Well, I will say that these were some fantastic questions. I'm really looking forward to hearing some more questions in the future, so make sure that you go and fill out. You go ask us questions somewhere.
Join the
Jake
Discord,
will
ask us there. We'll post on socials.
Thank you.
Get us, please.
Yes.
Clearly, I don't know where to post, but you can come.
People are finding it.
Yeah.
Something's working.
You can ask us anyway, because clearly I can't communicate how you're supposed to ask us. But let us know what your questions are, whether they're about Taylor or about fantasy football or even about anything in general, or maybe Tristan. I don't know.
I think
Let
we
us
even got a
know.
Gilmore Girl question, so
We
they're
did.
coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Let
Keep
us know
them
what your
coming.
questions are, and we'll be answering them. But for next time, keep watching. Obviously, I think we dropped a couple hints on what might be coming in the future. Our very own Easter eggs. Obviously, nothing to Taylor's. But we're going to be talking about the preseason wrapping up. We're going to be talking about what storylines we really enjoyed from the preseason, what to watch. We probably will end up talking about the fact that Daniel Jones was just named the starter, and I have a lot of opinions about that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to be kicking off our official predictions for the season and how we think the season's going to go. And since no one could potentially ever get them wrong on a podcast, make sure you tune in, because we're going to tell you who's winning it all. Either way, we hope to see you next episode. Noah really hopes the Seahawks do well. And I can't wait to see you next time on the Playbook.